What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we're meeting a girl who apparently has gotten into just so much trouble while she's still in high school. Yeah, apparently she's wild now a bit too much, so keep watching until the end to see if Dr. Phil can even help her out because, well, her stats aren't looking too good, bruh. She's been going crazy. Without further ado, let's meet her and her mom and see what the situation's like.
Well, Tammy says her daughter is so out of control that she was forced to ship Savannah off to her grandma and grandpa's where they could keep her on 24/7 lockdown.
So yeah, apparently she was going so wild that the mom kind of just thought, oh, you know what, I give up. And was like, yo, mom and dad, can you just watch your granddaughter and have her like live with you guys and lock her up in her room? You know, maybe she'll listen to you two because I cannot handle her. Kind of whack that her mom would even do that, but I mean, if she tried everything else in her power that she could think of, then, you know, she might just think she has no other option, which a lot of parents do. They kind of feel like they're backed into a corner when they're not. Like, she does have other options. It's called being a good parent.
But you're not really interested in changing behaviors either, are you?
Oh, I completely am. I want to better myself, and I want to prove it to my mom.
Yeah.
So apparently this girl doesn't want to just be abandoned by her mom. Like, according to her, she wants to change. Now, of course, you know, she's sitting on a TV show and in front of all these people, so she could simply be just lying and saying what she thinks we all want to hear. But if she truly wants to change, then that's good. Because according to her mom, she has been suspended from school like 40 times, which I don't really understand. I feel like at least at my old school, if you were, you know, going through 3 to 4 suspensions, the school would just kick you out. Like, why put up with her after the 30th suspension, let alone give her 10 more? Obviously, this girl is not wanting to change her ways. Plus, I'm sitting here wondering what she's even getting suspended for. Like, is she just starting fights left and right, or what?
No, I don't believe I was doing things wrong. I think I was doing normal things, but I'm not trying to focus on me. I'm trying to focus on my mom and I and our relationship. I'm trying to make this better, and those things that I've done are wrong for the relationship with my mom and for me.
So this girl is totally a teenager, dude. Like, that statement could not be more oddly worded and immature. I think what she's trying to say is that her getting into fights and running away to go party all the time isn't necessarily bad on her part, but it does cause a rift between her and her mom. So from the context of just their relationship alone, those are bad things to be doing. That's a giant mental hoop to be having to jump through. Just admit that you're running around like a little punk and at least take some responsibility for your actions. I mean, I guess I can't really complain. You know, that is a little bit par for the course because that takes a lot of maturity to admit your wrongdoings. And seeing as how she's just a teenager, she's got a lot of growing up to do. I'll tell you that for sure.
You said, I would rather risk it and have one night of freedom and pay the price than be held prisoner forever.
This was months ago, though.
So apparently she's been on pretty much house arrest, like I was saying earlier, for the entire time that she's been kind of running away for, which is like months. And because that's all her mother thought she could do to combat her daughter going around and causing all this trouble everywhere and going and partying with friends. Look, I know you have to discipline your kids and have, you know, some strict rules with them and everything, but it's hilarious that parents think they can just lock a kid up when they're being bad, like that's gonna fix it. I don't know if you realize this, but all that's gonna do is make them hate you even more and have all these angry feelings grow and make them want to lash out even more than they did before. Now when she's gonna be let free, she's gonna be throwing out elbows at everyone at her school and probably get suspended another 40 times. Way to go, Mom.
False.
Have you told her you hated her?
No, I said I don't like what she does.
No, I'm gonna get off this.
I said I hate what she does.
And now they just played a tape where the daughter claims that her mom calls her all these awful names and puts her down, which I feel like could be the case. I mean, clearly this mom is not the most thoughtful parent sometimes, and who knows, maybe her emotions can get the best of her, but now that the mom's lying, the daughter is just like, bruh, someone get me off of this stage, I hate this woman. I'm glad I was a relatively normal kid, by the way, because I feel like there are so many people I know that had this utter hatred with their parents when they were teenagers. I guess that's kind of normal, but it's just so odd to me that someone is just at war with their parents for like the entirety of your teenage years over the dumbest things. All that I know is both of these two probably lie back and forth and jump through mental hoops like I was saying, and that just doesn't help anything, alright?
She's called me when I told her my body count of how many people I've been with, and multiple times has called me. She's called me a piece of. She's called me.
Dang, dude. First of all, why are you flexing your body count to your mom? And why is that even a conversation? That is really odd. Chill out with that one, alright? Secondly, wow, this girl really doesn't want me to have an income from this video, apparently. I just gotta mute every other word there, but yeah. Sounds like her mom actually has called her some pretty vicious things. Definitely things you would not expect a mother to be calling her daughter or saying to her daughter, even in the heat of the moment, so that's kind of embarrassing for the mom here.
I never called her a I said she's acting like a stop acting like a I never said, you know, you are a no.
First of all, I would never make this up because this is my mom.
Dr. Phil with the eye roll. He's already tired of these two as well. This mom just did the most classic cop-out of all time, by the way. I've been doing that since I was like 5 years old. You know, whenever I would get in trouble for calling my sister mean things as a kid, I would just say that too. Mom, I didn't say she was an idiot. I said she looked like an idiot. There's a difference. It's not the same. Please don't take my PSP away for that. Like, nope. I would always get in trouble after that because it is the same thing pretty much, dude.
I think right now everybody's trying to be cute here. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of this whole situation. We have a problem here or we wouldn't be here, Dr. Phil.
So now Dr. Phil has the mom's friend on here, and all I gotta say is go off, sis. She's really got some pent-up feelings about this, you can tell. Like, this whole relationship is probably something that she has to deal with every time, you know, hearing about their fights whenever she wants to hang out with her friend who is the mom. I mean, Dr. Phil should have her on as a regular guest because she's filling us in on the situation real well and being very real. I do get the gist of what she's saying as well, and I agree, you know, both of them are sitting here on stage kind of beating around the bush this whole time when it comes to talking about what they did wrong and admitting to their own mistakes and finding out what the root of the problem is. And because of that, they will just keep fighting until the end of time or until one of them starts to be mature enough about the situation and starts to talk about it like they should be instead of hiding from the truth.
I don't know what she's talking about with the chipped tooth. I never chipped her tooth. She thinks I chipped her tooth. I smacked her on the face.
What the heck, dude? I'm on this girl's side now. I'm not, like, claiming that what she's doing is okay, but I understand now. The mom is sitting here like, well, maybe she got bruised by, you know, when I pushed her into the bathtub, but if you think about it, Dr. Phil, it was the wall that gave her the bruise, not me. And I don't get what she means about having a chipped tooth. I mean, yeah, of course, I did smack her in the face, but it wasn't nearly enough force to give her a chipped tooth. Trust me, I'm capable of that, but that time was just a normal light smacking that I always give her, you know? Like, how about you don't do either of those things, lady? You are her parent. Act like one. I think simply this girl is lashing out because her mom is a moron that doesn't know how to act properly and parent properly, and as a result this girl is given free reign to just go out and be a total hood rat since she thinks that's the only thing that she can do to get back at her mom. Hey, you guys made it pretty far into this video, so real quick, I'm gonna ask you to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell in the next 5 seconds, and if you can do all of that quick enough, you will get your very own spaceship. You can blast off to Mars if you want, but side note, be careful, I did do the calculations myself for the boosters, and I got a D in almost all of my math classes in high school, so I don't know how trustworthy that is. Anyways, back to the rest of the video.
It takes 1,000 attaboys, 1,000 attagirls to erase one really big time put down from a parent.
Yo, that is facts right there. Once again, Dr. Phil showing us why he's a pro. This is true for any parents out there. I mean, you were a kid once, so subconsciously, you should know this, but still, many people aren't quite aware of this. When someone's doing something bad, you of course have to be a parent and reprimand them for it, but then there's taking it too far, and when you take it too far, all that does is create a plethora of other problems for you too. Whereas if you were just strict enough when you have to be, and more focused on celebrating a child when they do something good, you would see so much more of an improvement. Like, this mom would probably benefit from just giving her kid a hug for once, rather than calling her all these names and pushing her into the bathtub. Like, that seems obvious, but apparently for this lady, it's not. And now Dr. Phil is showing this woman how utterly non-effective her strategy has been with her kid. He's telling this girl, yo, if you were in actual prison rather than this house arrest stuff that your mom has you on, you would have so much more opportunities to better yourself. Which is seriously insane to me that the mom so badly wants this girl to improve, but then keeps her locked away in her room for months at a time and doesn't even allow her to go out and get a job or like start a hobby. Do you just expect your daughter to be reformed all of a sudden in her room watching TV all day with no contact to the outside world? Like, you're actually insane if you think that.
Right.
You have to continue to figure a way to fan the flames of her catching traction and doing things that are in her best interest.
So with that final take from Dr. Phil, I think that's about going to do it for these two. I mean, like I said earlier, this mom just kind of gave up and shipped her daughter off to her grandparents where they have her pent up in her room for all hours of the day and she's not allowed to do anything. So she legit doesn't get to have a life, and Dr. Phil is basically telling this mom that it's not going to be overnight that her daughter gets better, but she has to learn to start giving her trust and giving her opportunities to grow grow, or else she never will. Like, once again, I gotta say, this dude really just does give the best advice ever. Anyways, that about does it for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear what you thought. I obviously think that I'm on the daughter's side. Again, I don't support what she's doing, but when you have a parent like that, it's hard to not want to lash out. Anyways, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one, and until then, peace out.